Welcome to part 5 of Sepia Tears, Midwinter's Reprise. Um, last we left off with Lillian asking us over to study, but we find out that it was more than that, so we'll find out what happens next. Oops, that was the wrong button. I mentally whine about the weather as my feet kick at the frozen dirt. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. I talked to a friend about schoolwork, and she invited me over to study. And the why? Why her? Why not her? Ouch. A bruise materializes on one of my knuckles after I punch the bench. Unsurprisingly. Screw it. This is a waste of time. I try to push myself off the bench. But leaving already? That voice. I should be surprised, but somehow it feels like the most natural thing in the world. Mira, what are you doing here? I could ask the same of you, but I won't. So let's drop the subject. Her smile is a few times more soothing than a punch to the bench. Actually, now that she's here, maybe I can get some information out of her. You know, Mira, I forgot to ask. It's a nice evening, don't you think? The weather, again. I guess I can't deny that. I'm glad you agree. Shall we go for a walk? Well played, Mira. You're good at changing the subject. But you're not teleporting out of here this time. So, have you read any good books lately? I wonder why she didn't seem this cheerful when we first met. Sorry to change the subject, but were we lost? We ended up wandering around the park after we left, but the trees seemed to have closed in around us. Now that you mention it, you've got to be kidding me. So, have you read any good books lately? You've got to be kidding me. Kidding? You mean you didn't like anything that came out last month? She can't be that dense, can she? I'm not really into modern literature. Ah, so you prefer the classics then? She beams at me, innocently. I almost let out a sigh. No. I mean, I'm not into reading in general. Sorry. What about movies? Movies work too. Well, let's see. There was that horror movie with the zombies. What was it called again? That's not very specific. Oh, I saw the one with the Spartan. That was pretty cool. Spartans. Oops. She lifts her foot as if to kick me into an abyss. Well, if you're ever bored, you can borrow books or a few movies from me anytime. My father pretty much has an entire library in our basement. Oh, that's right. So you're interested? More importantly, your father. You're interested in my father? No, not that. I mean, your father. Who is he? She looks a little uncomfortable. Well, I suppose I'm partly to blame for that. Are you stalking me, Mark? Pot me kettle. Okay, wait. Let me start over. Let me start over. What I'm getting at is, what's your family like? Keep me fucking it up. Is that really the kind of question you need to think about? Or what kind of house do you live in? Where do you live, for that matter? Do you have any siblings then? What school do you go to? Mark, why do you want to know all this? This time, I sigh audibly. Okay, time for plan B. Well then, let me just tell you outright. I have virtually no idea who you are, and yet you seem to know me pretty well. Isn't that odd? I guess. Then let me put it this way. I figured that in order for us to continue seeing each other, and for me to help you, I should try and get I should try and get to know you better. It would make it easier for you to find what you're searching for. For us to regain our lost time, is what I was thinking. But, oh, I see. Sorry, it's just that I was warned by my parents to be wary of strangers. Strangers? If we're strangers, then how did you know my name before we met? Jackpot. I wonder. Or not. That'll be my little secret. One of many. By the way, you live with your sister, right? Rin? Yeah, I've been taking care of her because her parents spend a lot of time at work. Although, sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes you spend a lot of time at work. You know what I mean. I'm kidding. But hey, it must be nice to have such a caring sibling. I smirk as I remember the plethora of threats and special attacks she's come up with over the years. It's not as nice as you'd think. Sure, she can cook and do household chores, but when you have to explain to your teacher why your sister showed up in class yelling, "Look, Oni-chan, my friend taught me how to do this god finger," it can be quite the hassle. Mira chuckles at my misery. Well, I guess it's pretty funny in retrospect. Still, she cares about you. You should be happy. That smile is almost enough to make me forget about my original mission. Almost. Why do you say that? Are you an only child, Mira? Sort of, I guess. Do you know what a yes-no question is? Well, it's a complicated situation. I see. How so? I wonder when she'll realize that I'm more patient than her. Well, you see, my family isn't quite an ordinary family. We're different. But not so different that we're not ordinary. You know? No, I don't. To put it simply, it's like walking home from school and having to decide between going to your small 2-bedroom apartment or your parents treat you kindly? Or your uncle's mansion, filled with books and electronics and everything else, except that you'd be all by yourself. Kind of like that, except different, because I don't really have an uncle, and my parents don't live in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's what you call putting it simply? So basically, I try to summarize her story so far, and I realize that I haven't learned a single thing other than where to go for free books. Confused? Don't worry. A lot of people have trouble understanding me at first. Wonder whose fault that is. There's no rush though. We got our whole lives ahead of us. She teases a smile on me. I admit defeat. But if I ever want to talk to you, what should I do? I mean, walking all the way to school at night is kind of impractical. Do you have a cell phone or anything? Don't worry about it. Contacting you will be my job. That's what I do best. Stalking me is what you do best. Don't make it sound like a crime. I wouldn't even bother. But really, is there anything that you want from me? Our eyes meet, and I see something. I was mistaken the other night. This girl isn't angelic or ghostly at all. She's very, very human. I don't want anything specific from you, or anything tangible. I'm just happy that we can finally be together. But is there anything that you wish for? Maybe. She bites her tongue, pondering as if choosing the course of her life. All I really want is for things to stay the way they are. I'm happy. If that's the case, I'll do my best to help fulfill your wish. I promise. Thank you. It was nice talking to you, Mark. It was a pleasure indeed. Mind giving me a little warning before you show up next time? Just leave it to me. Ring, ring. Sorry, this might be important. I reach into my pocket and look down at the display. A squirrel darts up a tree in the corner of my eye. It's from Rin. They're probably wondering where I am. Hey, my... Oh, this is weird. Here? I know what to expect before I look up. In that case, you'd better keep your promise. Find me, okay? You'd better find me. I make my declaration to a backdrop of snow-covered trees. I think we're gonna end it right here. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!